So, as a subject, modern history is basically studied, should be studied under two headings, that is national freedom struggle and the development of Constitution of India. As an individual, one should be aware that as a subject, modern history is basically related to development of Constitution, that is Indian polity, rather than it has any connection with ancient history or medieval history, because system of administration during this time phase has totally changed. So national freedom struggle, in order to command this topic, first you will have to study a topic that is 18th century India. 18th century India. In this topic, basically, you will have to understand what were the prime cause behind the decline of the Mughal, what were the causes as rise of Indian state took place, and how British emerged as the supreme power during 18th century of India. It has been said that world's most surprising activity as far as political scenario is concerned, it was basically the rise of the British during 18th century. A commercial unit basically emerged as a political unit, and that too targeting the administration is considered as one of the wonder of event. So you will have to understand the introduction portion, that is India of the 18th century, in which you will have to study three topics, that is decline of the Mughal, Indian state during those times, and basically rise of the British supremacy. When you will study British supremacy, you will have to understand that under what circumstances European arrived in India. So there will be a flashback of topic, and that is European arrival in India. European arrival in India will allow you to understand that what were the circumstances under which European country came to India, what were their motto, why basically Portuguese, Dutch, Danish, English and the French starts to develop rivalry in India, and how British basically emerged as the monopoly in Indian market. So once you will observe this chapter, you will understand that how British emerged as monopolized unit of economy in India, and then you will understand in third unit that how British expanded in India. So British first, if this is, for example, if this is the Indian map, you will understand here that British first consolidated their position in Madras, then they targeted Bengal area, and then they targeted the Bombay area, and you must be aware that Bombay was received by British as dowry. So expansion of British in India, was an eventful incident. Series of battles were fought, and in all battle British emerged victorious, and once they emerged victorious, they never looked back. And from syllabus point of view, you will have to consider this chapter as one of the most important chapters or unit, because this portion is basically full of event only. Once British expanded in India, there was a huge impact of British over Indian society. So next unit of study will be British impact British impact on Indian society. British basically drastically affected Indian society in the field of economy, in the field of polity, in the field of service, in the field of social and cultural scenario. So you will have to understand this topic, that what impact British brought over Indian society. And then you will have to understand that what was the response from Indian society against those impacts. So in the 5th unit you will have to understand that under what circumstances Indian society witnessed rise of political consciousness. Rise of political consciousness. Once you will understand the rise of political consciousness, you will have a great understanding that under what circumstances tribal agitation took place against British, and there is a timeline for better understanding that before 1857 and till 1900. So this chapter will basically allow you to understand the beginning of the agitation against British administration. Next unit will be Revolt of 1857. Revolt of 1857. Revolt of 1857 is one of the masterpiece of event in Indian history as far as modern history is concerned, because lots of difference in opinion is available regarding the nature of this particular event. So basically, according to some historians, they believe that event of 1857 was just a sepoy mutiny, and for few, revolt of 1857 had all the essences of calling it as a national freedom struggle. So revolt of 1857 should be studied under this scenario, that a student should apply his approach to identify whether it was just a mutiny or can it be called as a national freedom struggle. Once revolt of 1857 took place, after it society of India changed drastically, and one of the major change was, so the next unit will be reformation in Indian society. Reformation in Indian society. Reformation in Indian society will basically allow you to study the reformation in basically Hindu, non-Hindu and non-Brahmin society, because we had a great divide in our society. So the non-Brahmin who were not allowed to access the services of the society under reformation or political reformation, non-Brahmin group also emerged as a group who went near the education and upliftment of life took place. So the 9th unit after reformation in Indian society will be the formation of political unit in India. Political unit in India will be studied under two topics. First, you will have to understand regional association, and second unit will be the formation of Indian National Congress. Indian National Congress, as you must be aware, that was formed in 1885. So these are the 9 topics which will allow you to have a base of modern history, and after it there will be some more topics regarding how national freedom struggle was shaped, so will be studied. So in 10th unit of administration, syllabus, you will study the functioning style of Congress. And functioning style of Congress was basically quite different in initial stage. So the 10th unit of syllabus will be the working style of रिफॉर्मर, जिसको आप बेसिकली नरमदल बोलते हैं, तो रिफॉर्मिस्ट. एंड 11th यूनिट विल बी एक्सट्रीमिस्ट, जिसको आप गरम दल बोलते हो, रिफॉर्मिस्ट, एक्सट्रीमिस्ट. एंड देन यू विल अंडरस्टैंड द टॉपिक दैट इज राइज ऑफ रिवॉल्यूशनरी. Rise of revolutionary in India. So one were reformist, that is Naramdal, extremist, that is Garamdal, and the revolutionary in India, they were the Krantikaris. So basically this topic will allow you to understand the main incident of India from 1885 to 1915. So Reformation allow Indians to form political association. Political association allow Indians to form an association on national level, and national level of politics now basically start Indians to decide the future of Swaraj. So here you will have to understand the movement, various movement, and the event of 1905 was very crucial. That is, in 1905, what British did, that they brought partition of Bengal, and against this partition, a movement germinated, which came to be known as Swadeshi movement. Swadeshi movement. So Swadeshi movement was success or failure. You will have to study this topic under this, idea that whether it was successful or a failure. So a good command will be observed if you will study this topic under this heading. Once Swadeshi movement was called off, India was, thrown in the event of First World War, and during First World War, what is the timeline of First World War? That is 1914 to 1918. So during First World War, an ideology in India was willing that freedom struggle should be basically continued. So under these circumstances, you will have to understand Home Rule movement, and an ideology was outside India who was willing to basically overthrow British government via arms and ammunition. So you will have to study here the ideology of Ghadar party. Once this topic will be over, you will enter in the second phase of